Hello everyone, I'm Tiny Toad. Welcome back to my little corner of the internet. Today we'll be doing another CLANGEN video for year 2 of MossyClan. This video will be even longer than the last, so I suggest grabbing a snack or two. Unfortunately, we're starting on a somewhat depressing note. 3 clan members died this year, including 2 from Quill and Fire Eyes' first litter, as well as our medicine cat, Plumstripe. The first to pass was Russet Paw. Hardly a moon into his apprenticeship, the wounds he sustained from the eagle killed him. None of his family members have been the same since. Quill had taken it especially hard, grieving his death for moons. Though they've now taken in a new litter, they will always miss Russet Paw and Sandy Speckle. Sorry for the noise in the background. My birds are screaming a little bit. Then there was Plumstripe. Their death was sudden and tragic. She caught yellow cough at the start of Leaf Bear, recruiting Carnation Gaze to temporarily take over while she recovered. Unfortunately, she never did recover, leaving Carnation Gaze to learn how to take care of the clan by herself. Sandy Speckle was lost in a very easily avoidable way. He was hit by a car shortly after earning his warrior name. Quill was not only his parent, but his mentor. He took their lessons of having a positive outlook with him on a patrol, convinced he'd be safe crossing the Thunder Path. However, he crossed a moment too late, and his clanmates miss him dearly. Before we move on to the next cat, I'd like to say that I took the liberty of redesigning these cats just a little bit from the last video. I simplified the tabby markings on each cat that had them because I made the original tabby markings far too complicated to recreate each video. But anyway, let's move on. Willowstar hasn't had it easy this year either. Soon after losing her apprentice Russet Paw, she lost Plumstripe. Despite rejecting the other she-cat's advances last year, Willowstar did have feelings for Plumstripe. When the medicine cat died, Willowstar felt absolutely devastated, refusing to work or leave her den for multiple moons. Eventually, she perked up again, though she will always miss Plumstripe. She is now mentored to Pebblepaw, a cat from the second litter Quill and Fire Eyes adopted. As mentioned earlier, Quill too had an eventful year. They lost their 2 sons, grieving for many moons over their deaths, and trying to distract themselves from their sorrow over Sandy Speckle's death by working. A new miracle came to them when them and Fire Eyes found another litter of abandoned kits to take in, and they've since become apprentices. But as soon as one litter left the nest, Quill found another to take in. They love all of their new kits dearly and named one Sand Kit after her lost son. She's the lightest colored one, standing next to Quill's leg. Fawn Kit is the golden one asleep beside Fig Kit, the orange and gray tortoiseshell. The one on Quill's back is Clay Kit. Carnation Gaze, much like the rest of the clan, has also had a hard year. When Plumstripe got sick, Carnation Gaze used what little herbal knowledge she had to help the medicine cat and learn what she could. She was still incredibly inexperienced when Plumstripe passed, but because of the clan's growing size, Carnation Gaze had to take on Smokepaw as her apprentice. The two are somehow managing to take care of the clan now. Hopefully, Carnation Gaze can continue learning and be a successful medicine cat. Rowan Freckles' year has been just a little luckier. While she did get her foot caught in a two-leg trap, twice, she still manages to look on the bright side of things. She got to watch her apprentice Mulberry Paw, now Mulberry Shade, grow up and become a wonderful warrior. Rowan Freckle hopes that next year will be better for her clanmates. Fire Eyes has had an eventful year, that's for sure. While the death of his two sons didn't hit him quite as hard as it did Valleyquill, he misses them dearly and is glad to have been blessed with 2 new litters. He's happy to see the first litter be apprentices, and even happier to help Valleyquill raise this next one. Fire Eyes did catch white cough at the beginning of the year, though, and then heat exhaustion a few moons after that cleared up. Regardless, he continues to be a valuable asset to the clan. Luckily, Echo's had a better year. Though she broke her jaw at the end of last year, it healed quickly. She did also get a claw wound from a rogue, but that too healed quickly with only a scar left behind. She's been trying her best to keep everyone's spirits up, helping Valleyquill take care of her kids and bringing meals to the injured. Like Echo, Hickory Stripe's year hasn't been too eventful. He too got in a skirmish with a rogue that he did start, but regardless he chased off the rogue and healed up soon after the fight. Since the clan has realized he is a bit aggressive, Willowstar gave him Thunderpaw as an apprentice in an attempt to get him to mellow out. So far, it hasn't worked. Turns out his short temper doesn't make him an amazing teacher. Gray recovered from yellow cough early in the year, but he unfortunately caught white cough soon after recovering. He's no longer insecure and instead vengeful. No one knows exactly why he's seemed so angry lately, and he hasn't exactly made that clear quite yet. Even more confusing, he got a bite wound after defending Carnation Gaze from a fox. It appears he can't make up his mind lately. Lotus Blossom had an eventful year. It started with a run-in with a Bee Clan patrol that resulted in a claw wound. It healed with the scar, and soon after she became the mentor to Saffron Paw, a new face this year. A few moons after his graduation, Lotus Blossom once again faced injury by getting her leg stuck in a two-leg trap. She's still waiting for the mangled leg to heal, and Carnation Gaze is doing everything she can to help. Mulberry Paw, now Mulberry Shade, has had a year of both greatness and tragedy. It began with her apprenticeship to Rowan Freckle. Her brother died soon after, leaving her heartbroken but determined to become a great warrior for him. However, she earned a claw wound from a rogue that later got infected. Though it didn't take long to heal, she graduated a bit later than her brother. Speaking of Sandy Speckle, she was devastated when he died, wishing she could have been there to stop him from crossing the road. She now tries her absolute hardest to make sure her loved ones stay safe, even if it comes across as her behaving erratically. Webb is a newcomer to the clan. She arrived on the border shortly after giving birth to a litter, with one kit squealing beside her and the other limp and lifeless in her jaws. Once the other kit had been properly buried, she followed the other cats to camp while carrying the one kit she had left, Wormkit. She loves Wormkit more than anything and is determined for him to survive. Though she's still recovering from birth and grieving her stillborn kit, she wants to make sure Wormkit lives the best life possible. Here we have another new cat, Toad. He formerly lived in a barn where he was born and raised. He grew bored living on the farm and headed to MossyClan for a change of pace, and also for help. He had a badly mangled leg. The wound was painful and infected when he arrived. Luckily, the medicine cat helped, and the wound has healed, though he will always have a limp. Snowy Paw is a part of one of the litters Valleyquill and Fire Eyes found this year. He, along with his siblings, were found as newborns after being abandoned by their two legs. Now that he's become an apprentice to Valleyquill, he takes his role in the clan very seriously. He's quick to snap at his siblings when they're playing around or arguing in an effort to keep peace among them. He really wants the older cats to take it seriously and doesn't want his siblings' behavior to affect that. Saffron Pelt is an interesting new cat. He was left abandoned by another clan on the border and taken in immediately at 3 moons old. When he was old enough, he was apprenticed to Lotus Blossom, who taught him to be resilient and not to fear bending the rules a little. Despite also being taught to avoid violence, Saffron Pelt has grown to be a bloodthirsty individual. Luckily, nothing has happened because of this. Not yet, anyway. Smokepaw is one of Snowy Paw's sisters. The two are wildly different, both in appearance and personality. Smokepaw is a charismatic young she-cat who can usually convince others to be on her side. It probably doesn't help that she has a wild imagination to come up with plenty of stories to tell. She's decided to become Carnation Gaze's apprentice to help the medicine cat take care of the growing clan, and so far they're doing alright. Pebblepaw is probably the bane of Snowy Paw's existence. Unlike his brother, he's extremely childish and doesn't particularly care what the older cats think of him. After all, his mentor is Willowstar, so he must be pretty special. Hopefully he won't get too big of an ego from that. Thunderpaw is Hickory Stripe's apprentice. He's thrilled to be an apprentice and hopes to be the best warrior in the clan someday. Though him and his mentor butt heads quite often, Thunderpaw has learned a lot so far and makes sure to practice all of his skills. He did get scraped up a bit by a rogue, but he's already back in fighting condition. The last of the litter is Moonpaw. She is Mulberry Shade's apprentice, though the two aren't technically related and are only siblings through being adopted by the same cats. They definitely seem like true sisters. Moonpaw is confident and playful, much like Mulberry Shade, so the two get along quite well. How much Mulberry Paw actually learns from Mulberry Shade, though, is debatable. Finally, we reached the last cat, Wormkit. He was brought in as a newborn along with his mother just a moon ago, and proves to be quite a challenge for Webb, especially since she's still recovering from giving birth. Well, this video took a surprisingly short amount of time, considering all the cats I had to draw and write a script for. I did have a lot of fun making this video though, and I hope you enjoyed watching it. If you did, I'm sure I don't have to remind you to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more videos from me in the future. Thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful day. Bye!